Hey there, I'm here in Simcoe, Ontario, and I'm at this very old house. I'm actually here with Mr. Sage Whitesong today, and he's doing one of his deep trance channeling things, and I've been given the opportunity to explore around this very old house. Now, this house was built in 1861, as I've been told by the landowner, and it's really neat. I've been getting a full exploration around inside. Lots of great old rooms, and it's really cool. One of the really interesting things is I found out is right where I'm standing here, I'm going to pan around, there's this massive tree right here. Now, this tree is supposed to be the marker of an African American gentleman that was buried here in 1889. And apparently this tree was planted right where his grave was to sort of mark the grave. The homeowner has said that, you know, they do believe that it happened here. And she was telling me a story which was really interesting about a few years ago. A big group of crows came to this tree about 2 years ago. And one of the crows died and fell and landed here. And she wound up burying the crow right on this spot. And I thought it was really interesting, you know, after telling me the story of the African American gentleman, and then the crow that she buried in the same spot. And it's really fascinating. Just to this side here, so there's Home Hardware, and you can't really see it, but that road that goes up there, that was the old rail line. And this rail line used to go down to right down to Port Dover. There's actually a trail there now, and it ran down to Port Dover, and then it would come up, and there was an old lumber mill here. Actually, Home Hardware is still here back in the 1800s, so it'd take lumber down, and then they'd load it onto ships. The rail line's gone now, but there are probably some remnants in there. If the snow wasn't here, you could probably find some of the remnants of the old rail line. So yeah, some really interesting stuff. Lots of really old willows here on the property too. I'm looking at one here. Really interesting, this bark here. If you can see, there actually probably was a fence here at one time, and there's little bits of metal in the tree, and that's really cool. These old willows are really neat. There's another one way down there. You know, these trees are probably 150, 200 years old, maybe more. Very cool. But anyway, I'm here today. I'm going to have some pictures. This great old house. I'm going to have to find out more of the history of it and from the owner, and maybe do some exploring in the archives. Have a good day, everybody. So we're in the basement here, and man, is this ever cool. So once again, this house was built in 1861. So this is like a little cubby hole of one of the rooms here. You can see all the old stone foundation. Then there's like this little squared off room here. It's really odd. But this is all stone. So you can see stone here as it goes around. Some really odd shapes down here too for a downstairs of a house. And then over here it's brick. And there's a big brick center. This is like a load-bearing wall. So we're going to come out. There's like an old door here with I love this, is we take a look, it's got slats in it right here. Take a look at that. So that's like the coolest door ever. So once again, another old spot here, and I love how that's recessed back in there. And there's some kind of might have been a window or something here at one time. And same here, there's another bricked off spot. There might have been a window here at one time. The whole floor, the entire house is all brick, which is really neat. I love it. So there you go. I'll take a look again. And there we go. Back into this room. All right. So this is like a really cool house. I'm going to turn the light off, and it's going to get dark. Woo! There we go. Coming back out. off we go. So then we'll come into here. Once again, this is the furnace, all brick floor. So cool. And then we come in here to actually raise this up. And there's another huge bricked off room in here, which is fantastic. Now that's all wood back in here, so there must have been another exit out of the house there at one point. Just loving it. Great hole here in the wall. So anyway, I love exploring these old houses. I'm really thankful the woman that owns this is letting me explore her basement here. Here's some of the old pipe fixings. Might have been an old furnace or something here at one time, maybe. Water thing. Look at the size of this for this old house. Just fantastic stuff. Then of course we look up into the wood here, and you'll see some old square head nails once in a while, all in. Very cool. Very, very cool. Little tools here. Little wrench. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little video exploring the basements of Simcoe, Ontario.